Southern Vangard Radio, this is DJ John Doe, and right in front of me is my man.
Yeah. Big homie, what's good? This is Meeks.
Well,
yeah.
God damn, your mic sounds so much better this week. You found your headphones.
I found these headphones, man. I think they went through the wash, but they still work. So we're going to run it.
Well, you went outside to smoke, and I could hear the crickets and shit in the background. So I think they're working just fine.
All right, well, that's what it is. That's what it is. What's up with you, hom?
Not much, man. Just, wrapping up the weekend. Kids back to school tomorrow.
Yeah.
Back to school in my house,
Yeah. I hear that.
It's still virtual. So, it's
still
wild.
Virtual everything.
Still virtual everything. So
yeah,
but it's cool, man. I think the weather's getting ready to cool off. So
I'm thankful too, bro.
I'm looking forward to that.
Appreciate it. I hate I missed it out there today, but yeah, I'm ready for it, man.
You fucked up and missed some good fish and rice.
I saw the picture, man. Ain't no need in rubbing it in my face like that, man. I told you what happened, man. I had every intent because I was coming to check on you to do a welfare check. And, I just kind of got distracted, man. I apologize. Next time, though, for sure. I'm trying to come see you this week on
fucking sweet potato, dude. The sweet potato shit that Nat made. Oh my god,
y'all over there eating good,
dude. We got leftovers.
That's what's up.
Yeah, maybe if you come over quick enough this week, you can. There'll still be some left. You never know. So
I hear you.
How was your weekend, man?
It's slow motion, man. Just getting ready for the week coming up. It's I appreciate the quietness of it all. But yeah, it's right back in your face in the morning, man. So whatever.
I got
Happy to be here tonight doing what we're doing. We are the guard and all that jazz.
Yes, sir. Yeah, let's get into this shit.
Yeah.
This is Southern Vangard Radio. We drop twice a week on Tuesdays. It's a mix show. All the latest and greatest hip hop, cut up, sliced up. Meeks and I talking like just all kinds of awful shit. Usually drinking and smoking and doing whatever the fuck. And then on Thursdays is an interview session. MC, DJ, art cat, maybe a photographer or whatever it may be. That's on Thursdays. And then, that's how we drop twice a week. It's at Smithsonian Grade. And Meeks, we have some folks that help us spread the word as well, don't we?
Absolutely. ATLHipHop.com. I am ClassicRawRadio.net. Turner to BoomBap, WRBB, X Squad Radio, X Squad affiliates, all those in Atlanta. And then we venture out to the West Coast, Soul Public Radio out west.
Beautiful. Oh, yeah. I forgot to drop all the platforms we're on. If you heard this like on SoundCloud and you don't fuck with SoundCloud, but we're on Apple Podcasts, we're on Spotify Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, Mixcloud, all that shit. So any platform that's worth a damn, where you can probably find us. We're on YouTube, so
we're everywhere.
We're everywhere. Exactly. Meeks, I'm going to let you do the introduction for the interview session this week because you nabbed this guy, and in 5 years of doing the show, I can't believe we haven't had this brother on the show because he probably if he doesn't pop up on, if you could go back and look at the times
every week,
got to be every week.
Every week. So, every week for almost 6 years.
Exactly.
Well,
so I'm letting you do that.
It's funny you say that because I was thinking about it, homie. I'm going to take you back real quick. 2000, CMJ, New York.
Okay. I remember this.
Yeah, I know you do. So we, dope weekend. They don't do stuff like this no more. You know what I'm saying? No, CMJ showcase or whatever. All up in New York.
Fall in New York spots. Too. Weather's dope.
It was dope. So we go to this event over at SIR Studios.
Yep.
And cats are just in there chilling and they ciphering and all that. And we waiting on the show to start, whatever. Lanky cat gets on stage, starts spitting tremendously. The one thing I remember about this cat, he had a big ass vein coming out of like the left side of his neck when he rhymed. I was like, oh, this motherfucker right here rhyming for his life right now. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, youngsters and youngettes. Hey, man, we got Planet Asia on the motherfucking set with us tonight, yo.
PA.
What's good, my G?
Asia. Yo, what up, man? Yo.
You hit me with the bang.
Yo.
You hit me with the bang. Everybody say that.
I never forget it. I was like, man, y'all see this cat up on stage? You don't want to mess with him, man. You don't want to mess with him. He on a totally different level from everybody in here. Yeah, that was good times right now. And then you look at where we are now, man. It's crazy now.
My early days going to New York, man. I used to love it going to CMJs and shit like that.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? That and the Gavin and shit.
The Gavin, all that shit. Jack the Rapper when it was popping. You know what I mean?
I did Jack the Rapper in 94.
Oh, really?
Past each other. I was in there every year, man.
I was like 16 at that time.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Damn.
Wow, man.
That is wild.
But we got you right now, Asia. What's good with you, man? How's everything?
Man, everything is beautiful, man. Making some of the best music of my life. You know what I mean? Yeah,
we was asking about that joint earlier, man. You got Cashmere Corners coming up next month.
Yeah, with A Plus the Kid. Totally produced mostly by Dirty Diggs. Special. The track that I sent you was actually produced by 38 Special.
Yeah, we saw that.
Yeah.
That's dope. That's dope.
It's a classic EP. It's a classic EP.
It looks like it, man. Executive produced by Spesh too. And you dropping vinyls and CD on this?
Vinyl, CD through Air Vinyls, you know what I mean? And then we coming with I'm coming with the Holy Water. Holy Water is another project that I got finished right now. Be expecting that. That's my album that I put together with me, Dirty Diggs, Izzy Nice, DJ Architect. It's a full length, crazy album, man. Y'all gonna love this. It's like it feel like pain language on steroids or some shit.
Oh my goodness.
For real, yeah. It's real dark and light at the same. Yo, when you see it, you're gonna be like, when you hear it, you're gonna be like, man,
that's
what's
that
up. Shit right here.
That's what's up. Looking forward to it, man.
Asia, I got a question for you, man. Like, I mean, we were talking earlier before we hit record on this joint that, we're some 40 plus motherfuckers, all of us on this phone. Like, you know what I mean? So like, I don't know if you get this question much, but man, I just love the energy you have. Like, I found out about you around 97, 98. And like, how do you have the energy now? Like some 20 plus years later, dude. I mean, you mentioned you were making some of the best music of your life right now. I mean, that's no small feat.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just, it's kind of like, imagine being able to play a sport without taking physical pain. I'm pretty sure if Jordan, Dr. J, and whoever else could actually play forever, they would do it. But it's not physically possible to do that.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually it's physically possible to do this till you die. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what it is. I never lost that thing. It's like it's like not growing up, I guess, but it is growing up. You can grow
Peter Pan syndrome and shit.
Yeah, because you can still grow up. You can still grow up at the same time. It's not like people take this thing like it's some age to this. It's really not an age to this. Hip hop is just an experience of what the beholder is going through. So through the eyes of the beholder is what hip hop is. It's not really an age thing. It's like, I want to know what an 80. I wish it was somebody that was 80 and that was nice on the mic, so I can hear their perspective. You know what I'm saying? The perspective of an 80-year-old. We have never had that. So so if a person
about
like
that all the time.
Yeah. So if a person like I'm gonna do two extremes. I'm gonna go go say like an E40 and a Black Dog, right? If they're able to live to be in the 70s and 80s and still make music, what would they sound like? What would they be talking about? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
You know, what would Nas be saying when he's old? Or what kind of stories will he be having in? Because, you know, we all love a good Nas story. So it's just like, it's like Slick Rick right now. How old is Slick Rick? You know? I'm still a Slick Rick fan, so he can still drop something right now. If Slick Rick came right now with an album produced by Madlib and Alchemist right now, some shit, right?
Oh my God, can you
imagine?
You're
gonna listen to that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yo, I get a kick out of hopping on IG Live and see Busy B out there doing this thing. This shit is crazy.
Right.
You know what I mean?
See, but that's it. You know, see, that's a whole nother thing. You know, that's the beginning stages. I'm talking about the dudes that really perfected like the craft, like where it's like a G rap, like certain dudes that just know how to do certain things. Like what would they sound like when they get old? Like what would Biggie have sounded like right now? What would Pac sound like right now?
I got you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I think that's what it.
It's kind of interesting you're talking about this, Asia, because you know, we started off talking about CMJ 2000. I want to say I just saw you last year here in Atlanta over at 529. And
right.
That same, just like the homie John was just saying, that energy, that fire is still there. It's like you came out in attack mode immediately. It ain't no warm up. It ain't gonna, you know, let me go through a couple of fluff joints. And then I'm gonna get into the real shit. Nah, you coming out swinging. So it's just like that's a testament to what we just got through talking about. It is just a energy that you have, and ain't no age.
Yeah, and it gets better because you know I listen back to all my old shit like that. I cringe, believe it or not. Even though I know some people love my old shit, me, I hate it. So it's just like, you know what I mean? I'm like, that I wasn't ready yet. Like. Now my shit sound. I know for a fact that I sound like comfortable. Who will be honest? My cousin actually, he in Mississippi now. He used to live in Atlanta.
Okay.
He would be the first one to tell you like, nah, this is a different dude right here. You know what I'm saying? Because he watched me. He watched my whole progression. You know what I'm saying? So everybody doesn't start off the golden child. You know what I'm saying? But it's like you can easily. It's the repetition of doing something where you get better and better.
Right. Well, when do you think you hit that stride, Asia? Like, when did you realize, like, all right, I figured this shit out, and you know, where you can really lock in? Like, how far into your career did it take?
Real far. I would say around like shit. It's crazy because I mentioned pain language. That was kind of like the beginning of me being able to breathe right. You know what I'm saying? Like. I was almost there before that with Jury Box Session, but I was still all over the place. Mm-hmm. Pain language taught me how to stay in pocket, you know what I'm saying? As an artist, even though, you know, people that don't, cause a lot of, you know, the dudes that make music that's younger, you know, if they're not making it like this, they don't really understand the innuendos or that type of shit. Like, what? I don't even get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
I hear it. You know what I'm saying? I know how comfortable I sound now compared to when I first started. And that's what a lot of dudes, if you listen to a lot of your favorites, listen to their first shit. They was a little bit more hyper. You know what I mean?
Big time.
Voice was a little bit hyper. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like you find that voice, and it's like, oh, okay. And even just different cadences. You know, I've been writing since I was 9, so it's different worlds within writing. Even when you learn that less is more. And then it's kind of like, you know how to stick shit. It's like having gears. Like, oh, I can do this, that, and the third. Because I've done it all now at this point. So it's really not a style that I don't know. It's like being a fashion designer.
Right.
Like, what you need me to cut up for you. You need a jacket. You need jeans. You need a shirt. You need what? You need draw socks. What you need? I've done every aspect of the shit. You know what I mean?
I got you covered. Whatever it is, I got you. I hear you on that. Right. That's what's up.
Need some fucking Planet Asia socks and shit or something. I don't know.
Man, you talking about clothing right now. Let's get into this real quick. This is a reason why I reached out to you, Age, about this little shoe controversy. I'm trying to understand what the problem is. The only issue I got with it is I hope I get these motherfuckers in a 15.
Oh yeah, they go all the way up to fucking 17. I didn't even know
Okay,
17
well
existed, but I'm like,
yeah.
yeesh.
Oh yeah.
But my son was 14, so I'm like, damn. Shit. Yeah, that shit was some weirdo shit. You know what I think happened? I think how can I say? Well, fuck it. I said, I think the promotional aspect when I paid the promotion, because I did it on a whole nother page. When I paid for the promotion, I think it might have hit all the little sneaker geek motherfuckers, man. So, because I only had like weird ass trolls. It wasn't no solid people. It was like people, you know.
It was people you don't even follow, 50, probably.
Yeah, 50 people, 0 people. You know, they would have 0 followers, 50 followers. The ones that did have like over 1,000, it would just be a straight up sneaker, like a sneaker page. So it's always, I'm like, I think somebody feels like I'm in competition or some shit, because who gives a fuck how I did it, whether it was Nike ID or a sponsor. I'm the one that created the color and thought to put my signature on it. It's my shit.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that's no different. That's no different than like, you know, I don't even want to say different companies, but like certain clothing companies use the same fucking shirts that we wear regularly, and they put their shit on it and charge you triple double, and you believe it and you run with it. You know what I'm saying? So
it's like that. Yeah.
It ain't no fucking different. I don't know what that was about. That was definitely some hater shit. I mean, the ultimate hater shit.
No doubt. Other than that negativity, what's the response been like to a merchandise item like that?
Yo, people love that shit, man, because it's like, first of all, it's a classic shoe.
No doubt.
And that color scheme is crazy. And I'm coming with more. I'm coming with some different ones too by the end of the year. But people love that shit.
And then real quick, if the people don't know what we're talking about, PA got his own Air Max out right now, custom. You can get the joints at medallionsmerch.com. Based on what some of y'all pay for vinyl and cassette tapes, I think y'all can afford these right now. So, so go ahead, hit my man up and get you a fresh pair of PA Maxes.
Oh, yeah. No, but keep it real. Like I'm at that age where I know if it's gonna be some square shit or if it's gonna be some player shit. And I knew this was gonna be some player shit. I was like, I don't know. I was like, something telling me to fuck with these guys. Because trust me, bro, I don't be doing these shits. It be that shit. Then they're like art direct, like the cartoon artists in my motherfucking DMs at this point. But sometimes every blue moon, I'll be like, nah, I'm gonna fuck with them. Especially if it's some southern shit. I fuck with all the southern hip hop because I know that's I know the fight y'all be up against just to keep y'all the shit going. So
it's crazy.
I'm rocking.
Yeah.
I'm rocking.
We appreciate that,
all that, PA.
It's funny you say that, man, because with artists of your caliber, I mean, even though we're all kind of, we're all adults here and we're all like, we're all big boys. I mean, like, the social media game is just, we fucking hate the shit. I mean, honestly, like,
I fucking. Yo, I'm gonna keep it real. I hate these fucking dick riding so-called journalists. That's what I hate.
Yeah.
These niggas be like 3 years after the fact. I be like, yo, what happened to, what's crazy? What happened to me finding the new shit through y'all? Not y'all, because y'all do y'all job. I'm saying, but the people that's supposed to be running podcasts, running these radio stations, or these dudes, these cats that's kind of like gatekeepers of the I don't want to say podcast game, but like the
journalism game. Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, of the journalism game.
Yeah,
I used to find out the new shit through them. Now them motherfuckers is like the ultimate dick riders. They won't even. Yeah. They don't have their own ear no more. They don't have that. I'm like,
they don't know what it is right now. They
if I give you a box of tapes of nondescript of anonymous artists that we never heard of, could you pick out some dope shit out of that box without somebody else telling you that, they're affiliated with this, that, and the third, or they this, that, and the third, or, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Can you do that without somebody doing that for you?
Yeah.
To me, that's the ultimate bullshit. And it'd be like, that's why I feel like black people lost the ball at. That's what we lost the ball at. Because we start letting motherfuckers kind of like dictate what's fresh or what's dope or not. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Right. And now, like, people don't have their own ear no more. No one has their own ear no more. That shit's scary to me because I literally watched it go from me being able to, like, come to a different city, hear some new shit, it'd be totally different. Somebody put me on to something new. Now I can't really be put on to nothing new. I mean, I'm the one putting myself on this new shit because I have a rare ear. So I can go to, like, Alaska, you know what I'm saying? And I'm going to find that one nigga that just knows how to make that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Something, yeah.
Everybody don't know. Everybody don't have that. You know what I'm saying? Because they just trying to, you know, get their numbers up. When it becomes like a numbers game, you lose the quality of, you know, okay, are we innovating this shit?
Right.
Or are we letting this shit just, you know,
with cookie cutting this
go
shit.
rancid?
Yeah, that's the problem. AJ is even now with, like, you know, the democracy or the independence, quote unquote independence that you have with you know, social media and what it's supposed to provide. You know, they've totally fucking overtaken the whole thing. And what people still don't realize is that, you know, you mentioned finding, you know, one person in Alaska. Like, you have to put in the work to find the dope new next shit. You just can't fucking be spoon fed. You know, whatever pops up because the algorithms are, you know, going this way that day. You know what I mean? Like, it takes, you know, we pride ourselves on that shit here at the show, man. Like, we spend a tremendous amount of time, like, going through new music every week and trying to find that next motherfucker, like, every single week.
Yeah,
like, that's the mission.
Believe it or not, the dude that's making that L, I mean, a lot of times, for the most part, all the artists that I've kind of like found or you know, put the world onto without the world even knowing, yo, them dudes didn't even really believe in themselves, G. They didn't even think that they would be like y'all favorites today. Trust me. Like, it's a few artists that I used to have to be like, nah, G, you gotta at least put out a project. So even if you fail, you can say you know, you put out some shit. So let the people decide. It's not the dudes that's promoting their shit to y'all every fucking chance they can get.
Yeah,
the dudes that's really making that shit, bro, they either hustling or they got like a job and a family and they can barely even get to the lab.
Yeah.
So it's them type of dudes that I be finding that I'm like, yo, the world get a load of you. It's like the next Nas, Rakim, whatever. That cycle can keep going on if people keep their ears pure. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers got to stop being dick riders. It comes down to dick riders, and that's why I'm going to charge motherfuckers that try to interview me that I don't like. You know what I'm saying? You want to interview Planet Asia, and I know you're a dick rider. You getting charged, and I don't care if you don't interview me. I don't need interviews no more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm only talking to official motherfuckers. I don't care where you from. You could be, you know, in the middle of fucking Utah somewhere. I don't give a shit. If I know that your shit, that you got a genuine thing going on, I can rock with that. But if I know you keep rotating the same record company ass artists and you supposed to be independent or y'all supposed to be like the culture, man, get the fuck out of here. I'm not fucking with that. I'm not fucking with that. Because you cheapening the brand. You letting the white shows do all the eccentric black artistic shit, and you leaving the black people to just do all the, you know, motherfucking chitlin circus shit. Nah, we gotta have it all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because we cheapen our shit and give it away to where it's like you can't be mad when you see artists that some of your favorite artists go the other route, because it's like, yo, nobody on this side fucks with that. That's art, you know, of ours. But they not gonna, you know what I mean?
Right.
If it's not enough of us, if all y'all gonna do is dick ride somebody that got a deal, we ain't gonna never have like another Biggie pop up. We'll never have another Nas. We'll never have another Scarface. We'll never have another because dudes like that don't get opportunities. You gotta find them niggas.
Right.
You're not gonna find that as an industry plant.
we definitely at a point where balance is non-existent right now. It's either you do it this one way, like everybody else is doing it, everything else doesn't even exist. And that's just like you're saying, hey, that shit ain't gonna work, man. It's not gonna be able to sustain itself like that.
Nigga, you think we got a group like Ghetto Boys or like an NWA out of some just like nigga that was like, oh well, you know, they algorithms is up. Imagine if that's how we got our music. Like, no, this shit was straight how they were. Like, you know, this is the ideas raw. They didn't know they was gonna make it. If the music ain't genuine like that, you're never gonna be. It'll never be able to be innovative. You know, that's why that, you know. Thank a lot for the fucking internet, because look, the pond that I'm swimming in right now is really, I'm gonna keep it real, is really based off of only like 4 people. And one of them don't even rhyme that actually rhymes that people think is a rapper, but he's not even a rapper. But a lot of this shit come out of me, him, and another artist's head. This pool that we're swimming in, and people don't even know it. That's how real this shit is. Honestly. But if it wasn't for me and like 3 other dudes, y'all would only be talking to some trap nigga right now, honestly.
Well, Asia, we wouldn't. That's the thing. We would not be talking
that. If you still wanted to be like, you know, if you still wanted something fresh and new, you know, on this level, because shit, I'm trying to get to like a Nas or a Jay-Z is kind of hard. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I can, you know, I know how it would probably be if y'all was trying to reach out to a Nas or a AZ, how it would be. Now you have a network of artists from Shea Noir, 38 Special, West Side Gun, this, that, the third. It's a whole plethora of us now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It wasn't like that 3 years ago. You know what I'm saying?
That's very
If y'all
true.
had to just depend on some mainstream shit, man, y'all show probably wouldn't even exist, bro.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
This is true.
Let's keep it a buck.
This is
Who
true.
would y'all be interviewing? Who would you be interviewing?
Yeah. And the thing about the Nas and the AZs and cats like that trying to get interviews like that, like we close. We've come close, very close to that. Definitely in the same lane. Caliber artists, you know, that could do something like that. But it's just like, I mean, me personally, it would take a lot for me to be a part of something like that.
Exactly.
Just because I wouldn't want to come at them no regular way. It had to be something real special.
It's not even enough artists on that side of the gate that it's not even enough artists on that side of the gate for y'all to even have an industry. Even if you got those interviews, it's not on that side of the gate. It still wouldn't be enough to run a show to where every other week you're interviewing somebody else that you actually like.
Agreed.
Whose music you actually like. You know, not I'm just interviewing this motherfucker's interviewing. I don't really fuck with your music. I act like I like your music, but I don't really get in the car and listen to your shit. Like, I might, you know, bob my head. But, I mean, really, this is what's going on, though. You know, a lot of these journalists, they don't really listen to this music. You know what I'm saying? Like that, to even have an opinion. That's weird, dude. Think about that.
Yeah.
Because every other genre, they're into the music first. If you go to if you watch a rock podcast or a rock dude get interviewed, the person that's interviewing him is going to know fucking everything about the dude.
100%.
Everything about him.
Absolutely.
Trust that. It's not going to be like, and he's going to like really, it's going to be like some real fan shit. If you go to a jazz interview, a jazz journalist is into jazz. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
Hip hop journalists are not into hip hop like that.
Yeah.
Even if they regional, they be like, nah, you can't do it like that. You gotta embody the whole shit. So, you know, it got split up a long time ago when they started saying this is rap and this is hip hop bullshit. I never really liked that shit. I never liked that. I used to tell black people that did traditional hip hop to be careful with all that real hip hop shit, because you lightweight giving your shit away. You lightweight giving it away with all that. Oh, this is real hip hop. It's like once you put the division, they hit you with the Malcolm Elijah. Like, oh, okay,
no doubt.
We can see that it's a difference. Let's try to make the gangster rap more popular.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas back in the day, you would get a show with De La Soul and NWA.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's how I got my hip hop. I didn't get my hip hop just backpack, just pure backpack. Nah, you got a variety of shit.
It was a variety. Yep.
So once we started doing that little power trip shit, it left room for them to come in and be like, oh, that's the hip hop side. This is the gangster side. Well, I know how we'll settle this. We'll take the art, make the rogue shit, the big shit in the black world, and we'll make the hip hop shit a thing in the white world. So whereas you can get a Logic, I mean, no disrespect, I'm just keep telling it what it is.
No doubt.
And where if he does a slam dunk, it's if I do a slam dunk, it's like that's normal.
Right.
So it's not a big deal now. Now it's not a big deal anymore.
Well, Hazel, let me ask you this.
Doesn't look as good. Yo.
let me ask you this real quick. That pond you was talking about that you currently swimming in right now, would you say it's fortified and maybe not as susceptible to being divided up, or is there something that exists in there?
Nah, I don't like that divide. I don't like that divide shit. It's kind of like, big up to West Side Gun, because it's like, I like the fact that he'll go get like a trap artist. You know what I'm saying? Even though they make traditional music, but music is music. We making black music at the end of the day. G.
That's right.
We all telling a story. Yeah. No matter if you telling it over a fucking loop or you telling it over synthesized drums. We still telling our stories. And that's kind of, I think that should be hypocritical when the hip hop side tries to act like there's no room for the trap side, knowing damn well I don't want to go to no fucking party. I don't want to hear my music at a party. You understand what I'm saying?
Right, man.
My music ain't made to party to. My music is made for you when you're going home and shit. It's a time and place for everything. I have certain records that you can play at a party, and I deliberately made those records with that shit in mind. But it's like, for the most part, that's not really my forte. We're gonna always need that drum and that reality rap. You know what I'm saying? All those elements exist. So when you start being like, this is that, this, that, and the third, you leave room for outsiders to come in and make their decision with our shit. That's like imagine you bringing an outsider to your family reunion, and you got gangsters, you got a gay person, you got a crackhead, you got all this in your family, because this is reality.
Yep.
And you let an outsider give jurisdiction over how you should perceive your own family. You don't do that, dude.
Right.
You don't do that. Like I don't give a fuck how annoying your crackhead auntie might be. You don't never let an outside person come and shit on her.
Right.
You might can do that behind closed doors, but they can't.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's how I take it in the whole music culture. People don't really see it because it's real subtle. It's real subtle. It's real subtle. You know what I'm saying? And the shit is dangerous because that's how we give our shit away every time.
Mm.
We don't show it from a full perspective. What was so beautiful about the golden era, and that's why people always refer back to the 80s and 90s, it wasn't that everybody was so real hip hop. It wasn't like that. It was the fact that you saw it all at once. It wasn't, you'll get a 2 Live Crew video with a Gangstar video, with an MC Hammer video, with a KRS-One video. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of gave you your own, you kind of knew what was what. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Now it's just like, oh, this is hip hop. Oh, you just throw it all into one thing. Like, nah, that ain't the same.
This whole thing is hip hop. Nah, it's not like that.
Yeah, it's not like there's certain genres within this shit. You know what I mean?
Within it, for sure.
Yeah, so people be trying to have arguments. I'll watch a hip hop show where people will try to have an argument about music you're not even supposed to be comparing to each other.
Mm.
It's like trying to compare pizza to ice cream. It's like, yo, these are two
totally different things.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all trying to, one doesn't make one more hip hop than the other either. But I'm saying certain things you don't put together, like, or try to, make it the competition. There's certain things that that fall into certain places, but if you're not a part of this culture and know it fully, you're not going to be aware of that. So if I'm having a conversation with a dude that only listens to Wu-Tang and some shit, he not going to understand me when I say I like Gucci Mane and I like Young Jeezy. Yeah, I listen to Wu-Tang and all that shit too, but I understand the innuendos of the other shit too. So I don't have to be so uptight to be like, well, that's not real hip hop. Like, nah, B, who taught you that shit? Where did you get that from?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When did we start being like that? Oh, so now we just holier than thou? Get the fuck out of here. It's a balance with this shit.
Gotta be at all times, man. At all times. Balance.
How does that get course corrected,
really
Asia?
What's missing right now.
What up?
How's that get how do you correct the course on that though? Or you're not going to correct it all,
It's
but
hard.
I mean,
it's hard. Yeah. I mean, sometimes you got to just. I mean, a lot of times I just let people be.
Yeah.
Because you know that it is what it is. It's like, you know, the average person that listens to my shit doesn't like Drake. It's like off the back, like, hell no, don't listen to Drake. It's like if you listen to Planet Asia, you just can't like Drake or some shit. Like, who made that rule up? You know what I mean? Like that's so like, yeah, it's like, yo, chill the fuck out with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's cool, my nigga. You can listen to Drake, bro.
Yeah.
That doesn't make you less hip hop because you like Drake on your spare time. Because believe it or not, a lot of motherfuckers like Drake on their spare time because he wouldn't be as big as he was.
Yeah,
so,
no doubt.
Very true.
No doubt.
You know what I mean? That's
Very
the
true.
reality of it. And people be trying to make, and that's what makes the shit corny because I'm like, yo, bro, I don't come from that corny hip hop shit. G, like,
Yeah.
it was a time and place for everything. Like, you know, you didn't, you know, LL made I Need Love, my nigga, but he was still the hardest rapper, you know what I'm saying?
That's
Big
right.
Pun made I Don't Want to Be a Player No More. He was still the hardest rapper. You know, we had balance in our shit. So it's like,
Very true.
cut that, you know, you don't like shiny shit out. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen when this Drake Benny joint drops. Because they've been talking about that for months.
That's fire. That's fire. See, that's the type of contrast I like to see because that's the unexpected.
Yeah.
What is music without having unexpected features? Well, you know, it's like we all know that Talib Kweli is my homeboy, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So having Planet Asia on the Talib Kweli album, is that really surprising? Would that really surprise y'all? Keep it real. That wouldn't surprise you.
Not at all.
The song's gonna always be dope. Whenever me and him get together, we always make dope music, right?
Sure.
But at the end of the day, it's still expected though. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
When I heard Little Durk on the new Nas album, I called my cousin because we, you know, I got one cousin that loves straight up traditional hip hop shit. Then I got my other cousin that likes, you know, straight trap shit and hip hop. Well, so when I want to have a trap conversation, I call my cousin Mac, and I'm like, Mac, Mac, I know you heard the song with Lil Durk and Nas. See, I can't have that conversation with my super lo-fi homies that just only listen to lo-fi shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Because they not going to understand, like, what makes that type of music dope. I'm like, nah, if you really listen to Lil Durk, you know, he been killing it for the past year on everybody's shit. So it's just like, they see that on the Nas shit, I'm like, you know, that was, and it was, the hook was ill to me. So it was like, when I see shit like that, I'm like, see, that's what I'm talking about. That's black music, my nigga.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
You said
don't-
Benny and Drake. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, man. Drake's been talking about a joint with Benny for like months, man.
Yo.
And then, you know, Benny popped up on that Russ joint too. The last Russ album, he popped up on that shit.
Right.
But you know what'd be dope about the Benny and Drake shit though is that here's what fucks me up with people. Drake can rap for real.
Oh, absolutely.
For real.
So it's just like mixing Benny in with that. I can only imagine.
The bar's gonna be crazy. The bar's gonna be crazy. Shit.
So
you know what else
crazy.
I want to see?
Yeah.
You know what else? You know what else I really want to see more in music? And then I be like tripping, like, why don't dudes doing this type of shit? Yo, niggas need to start bringing out the old fucking R&B niggas. And I'm talking about like the old niggas. Bring out the Smokies, but don't put them on them bullshit beats. Bring out like all the niggas that's still alive. Yo, I thought that was so ill when Busta went and got Stevie Wonder for the joint and put him on like a street joint. Like he put Stevie on a street joint. I was like, yo, this shit is fucking crazy. And I was mad that hip hop didn't even talk about that enough. That's when you know shit is dead. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like when moves like that get made, it goes back to that's just some regular shit. A nigga hitting the layup or jumping from the free throw line. Well, all black people supposed to be jumping from the free throw line. No, we don't all jump from the free throw line, my nigga. When you see somebody jump from the free throw line, nigga, you supposed to be going crazy, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the shit that I be talking about. Like, so when Nas used to say hip hop is dead, to me, that's what he meant when he said hip hop was dead, because it's dead because how is it supposed to thrive if y'all niggas don't even understand the magic tricks when they're happening? Like, did you see what this nigga did? Imagine watching the NBA, bro, and not understanding it. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Imagine that. Imagine being so caught up into the uniforms of the teams that you don't even care when a nigga jumps from the baseline and dunk on 3 niggas at the same time, right? And you like, whatever, but his shoes is whack. You like,
damn, that is so fucking real. That is the illest. That is the illest analogy I've heard for that shit ever. That is fucking ill.
You know what I'm saying? So imagine that, but then somebody that don't look like us do that, and it's like, oh, but he do it hella like regular, and you like, oh, but nigga, this nigga just jumped from the baseline and dunked on 3 niggas. You didn't see that?
That's crazy.
His shoestrings wasn't right though. I'm like, dude,
that's crazy.
That's what this shit sounds like to me when I hear people talk about music.
And then you talk about Busta Rhymes and Stevie Wonder, right?
Yeah,
people don't even realize that Stevie didn't have to do none of that. He didn't even have to entertain that. Yeah, so that's how special that is.
Yeah, because like, imagine if Nas would have actually got a song with Michael Jackson. Imagine if if like the Roots and Prince really did a joint over a Dilla beat. Like this shit, like I don't know where we at as people.
That's
but it's
how
like,
you keep that shit going. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like when you think about like Michael Jackson Thriller album, right? When he did that song with Paul McCartney, that was a big fucking deal. It was like, yo. Yeah, Paul McCartney on this shit. The nigga from the Beatles, like, what? Like, oh, this is different. And the song was fire. It wasn't like some popcorn, fucking Kenny G ass shit. It was some nigga shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that was the beauty in music. It's like, when you first heard fucking Ice Cube with Big Daddy Kane and Chuck D on Burn Hollywood Burn.
Word.
It's like you like, oh, the contrast between those two. So when we start losing the magic, bro, it becomes corny. Like it becomes corny. Like, I love when it's like obscure features and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm mad. Like at this point, I was just thinking about this. Like, the fact that I don't have a song with Dr. Dre is weird to me.
That is weird.
It's like,
I agree.
Shit.
I'm like, how am I doing the type of shit that I'm doing, right? And no one has thought to be like, yo, has Aries ever been in the lab with Dre? Let me just see. Even if it never comes out, let me just see what happens.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what happened to that element of the music? Like, because I know, when I'm in certain areas and I'm able to be around or make music with people that I haven't been privy to make music with, there's always something beautiful out of that. So it's just like, it's certain things in hip hop that still needs to happen. Not with just me, just with all kind of different artists, where it's like, the contrast hasn't been fully made yet of what this really is about. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, give me a couple examples, man. You got a couple examples you could throw out?
Like for instance, I would like to hear a Layla Hathaway Madlib album. Like Layla Hathaway with Madlib beats, not that fucking elevator music that she was singing over, right?
Yeah. Right.
Because I know the frequency of his music fits her voice. it would give her that gritty grain. I hate when hip hop dudes get with soul singers and then try to make soul music instead of just making their music because it's already has that thing to it.
Soul music anyway, yeah.
Yeah, that's why we loved Mary J. Blige, because she was singing over hip hop breaks and familiar shit that we love, but it still had that grittiness to it that made you feel like, damn, I feel like I'm in the 60s when she's singing this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
No doubt.
Yeah. So
it's like the Delphonics over a RZA beat. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like shit like that. If people really made shit like that happen, it would be a hip hop. I feel like would have more years to go of experimentation. You know what I'm saying? Like baby. Well, Babyface did a joint with Jigga, but you know what I mean? Like just weird, ill shit where you like, damn, that shit was fire right there. And I couldn't believe that they actually got that done. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Look at the before Rick James passed. The shit with that was another one that Buster did. The shit he did with Rick James. That shit was fire. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm talking about.
Yo, you speaking of Stevie Wonder, just saw a picture of Big Sean and Stevie Wonder in the studio too. I thought that just the image of that alone was an interesting contrast. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Just to see them two, like you wouldn't think that could ever happen. But yeah, and that has to happen without, to me, at this point in 2020, that type of shit has to happen without industry niggas having to be in it all the time. Why can't niggas just be like, yo, I need to make a song with Dope? You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
I mean, you know what I mean? Like, nah, we gotta get this together because we're going to die one day. We gotta make this happen now.
We need some documentation of this shit. You're right.
You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
Some documentation of this shit right now. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's a few things I would love to see. Certain producers and certain artists with certain producers that I'm like, yo, if that ever would happen, that would be crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the Planet A's and Dr. Dre joint got me over thinking. Yeah, I need to call somebody, PA. I'm gonna work on that this week, man. I'm gonna make that happen this week, man.
You're funny. The sad part is that the person that could probably make that happen don't know shit about none of this shit though. That's the sad part.
Wow.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
That's real too. That's real. They don't even have it within themselves to put two and two together like that. That's crazy. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, let me see what would happen if I did this. You know? So that's the sad part. And another sad part, the person that would be adamant about doing that don't even come from our neighborhood or that type of environment, bro.
Yeah.
That's the sad part. The person that would actually think to do, the person that would be in that position, he wouldn't even look like me.
Right. Yeah.
That's the sad part.
Yeah, that's like the Run the Jewels shit, right? Like, well, your man at Adult Swim or Cartoon Network like dreamed up that collab and like put those guys together. It's kind of the same shit that you're talking about, PA.
Wow, I didn't even know that, G.
Yeah, that's
I
all.
Didn't fucking know that.
Yeah, that came out of Cartoon Network and Adult Swim. I can't remember the guy. All due respect to him, no shots, but I mean, like, that whole thing came together because all the Adult Swim guys are out of Atlanta, right? Like, even though like the primary guys are all they've been in LA for some time. That all came out of Atlanta. So dude was a huge Killer Mike fan and a huge LP fan.
So, right.
And so he had L do.
He wasn't doing the division. He just liked music.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. Exactly. Right. Exactly. But I mean, to your point, this guy's just like love music and white dude, and put those two guys together, and it just kind of worked out. Totally natural, kind of organic thing, but
Exactly.
Who would have ever
so,
thought that, dude? I would
bro.
never thought in a fucking million years Killer Mike and LP and this Run the Jewels shit would be like
LP from Company Flow.
From
bro.
Company
Man.
Flow. I mean,
Company Flow, bro.
You talking about two
You know what I
different
mean?
generations right there.
Two different genres.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's crazy.
And so,
yeah.
But see, that's a beautiful thing because it worked. And somebody that understands hip hop and understands just the whole shit as a whole and doesn't have that line drawn, they just like what they like. That's what happens when you have a person that just likes what they like.
Yeah,
it's fucked up because the people in the industry who happen to look like me don't have that mentality anymore. It's all about the bag.
Yeah.
Not knowing that you can't really get to a real bag unless you got real thoughts. You're just gonna keep having cookie cutter shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They keep running down to the money while other people are walking down to the money.
Yeah.
Asia, you think this Griselda situation is going to help any of that at all, or do you think like these guys
already? It already helped. It's the door had already been opened. They already did what they needed to do to show to the world. Because see, I hate to say it. See, Wes is smart as fuck. I don't hate to say that. He's smart as fuck because he was able to blend what I'm talking about to make niggas on the outside to give that energy where, look, bruh, we some trap niggas, but we listen to Wu-Tang, nigga. Like, when we make our shit, we don't make what y'all make. We enjoy y'all shit. We just don't make our music like that, but we doing the same shit. We telling the same stories just over a different frequency. But we gonna enjoy all this shit. Matter of fact, I'm gonna sign niggas that sound completely different than the type of music I make, because that's what a real fucking record label is supposed to be. Everybody ain't supposed to sound the fucking same anyway. If you having a record label, Columbia don't sign the same motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Sony didn't sign the same. They had every kind of genre. So why can't black people be the gatekeepers and the holders and have the mentality to be able to be like, I can like a Planet Asia and I can like a fucking 21 Savage. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's nothing wrong with that. Because if you keep putting the division, you leaving it for outsiders to have jurisdiction and put who they see fit in the game.
Yeah, and Asia, I mean, to your point too, I mean, that's the other problem with social media is that people get into their holes, like whatever it is, not even with just like music. And, you know, you see this problem with like politics, you know, anything, right? Is that people's feed ends up getting fed whatever the algorithms think that they're into. So like all these little these little niche, you know, market segments are being carved out, and people just get on. They just keep seeing the same shit, you know. So if you like fuck, you know, Planet Asia and fucking DJ Premier and you know whatever, like you're Talib, right? Like that, you're just gonna keep. You're gonna keep getting fed that shit, and you're not gonna be exposed to other things.
And then my food, you ain't gonna even have you're not gonna even really be able to enjoy my food the proper way if you don't have the contact. See, that's what made shit so dope back in the day, because it's funny. If you had a video camera on me when I was 15 or some shit, you'd be like, this motherfucker's all over the place. 1 minute I'm doing the Running Man to some MC Hammer shit, but when I get on the mic, my nigga, I'm rhyming like Rakim and Kane.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Because that's how life was back then. We was having fun. Dancing was still popping. Everybody dancing. Niggas that'll shoot you and kill you was dancing back in the day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it was like, I can go from, you know, dancing to a Redhead Kingpin song to a fucking Special Ed joint to an NW, and then you know, we all start fighting once colors come on. It just, that was always part of my hip hop. So I never was one of them dudes where only thing I was listening to was the Juice Crew. Like, no, nigga, we listening to Compton's Most Morning. We listening to all that shit. And I feel like that element and that conversation hasn't really been stressed in as far as like when people talk about the culture. When you talk, a lot of times when people talk about the culture, they talk about, they being biased with that shit.
Yeah.
Like the culture. What culture? All of this is the culture. Because black people's pain in America, any pain that black people had in America is the culture.
That's right. Yeah.
Period. So you're not gonna be able to tell me that some other shit ain't hip hop, whether I like it or you like it.
Yep.
It's still part of the reality.
Yep. And that pain and culture covers all 50 states too. We've been on, black people been on all parts of this earth, this planet, whatever you want to call it. So absolutely. But yeah, I had a conversation all the time, Age. It's just like where I grew up in Memphis, Tennessee, and we was getting it from both. We was getting it from both angles, the East Coast shit, the West Coast shit. There was some local shit. Then you got then Texas came into the picture and all that. And I listened to everything because I just like the culture aspect of hip hop that much that I'm not just gonna be pigeonholed into one thing. I like the dance aspect like that. I like the dress like that. I like this rap music. I like this. I even like this. I'm still, you know, it's just different times, man. Just totally different times. Yeah.
Yo, me and my
so
man
much
Hustler
fun, man.
Me and my man Hustler from Mob Figures. Not Hus Kingdom, but my guy Hustler from Mob Figures. Rest in peace, Zaka. Me and him, it's crazy because musically, what we put out in the world is two different types of music, right? Behind closed doors, it's like you would think we was a part of Beat Street or some shit, right? His music is straight street shit, right? And I make the type of music I make, right? But behind closed doors, our conversations, you would think that we grew up in the same house, right? And it's funny because we have like our own little personal contest of who can find the most obscure rap group from like a place where, you know, rapping was not even really like known. So he'll hit me with like obscure record covers of dudes. It could be like a rap group that was from Detroit in the 80s that niggas never heard of. It could be some niggas from New Orleans niggas never heard of. But he'll you know, they might have on a feeler. They might have on feeler stuff. Like, ooh, it'd be like, yo, you know, they have some hard shit to say. Like, yo, you check these boys out before. It'd be like some shit like only like. Like you said, you from Memphis, right? So say it was like some local niggas that might have made one record back in the day. They never made another record though.
Yep.
I still dig for shit like that, bro, because it's like I like to see the innuendos of what people was on in that time. Like it was this one group, I forgot the name. It was this one group, they was dissing NWA, right? I had never heard of these dudes ever in my life, right? And my boy Hus was like, yo, you gotta hear this, dude. These niggas was hard. And I had never heard it to this day. They're just, it's like a one album thing. And the shit came out in like, I want to say like 89 or some shit, but they was like going hard at NWA and shit. And it's crazy because I'm like, damn, hip hop was everywhere. Like, rapping literally everywhere.
All over the place, man. Yep.
Yeah.
It's a lot of groups. Shit, you know? It's a lot of obscure groups out there like that for sure.
You know, Asia, I'm glad to hear you're still a fan, dude. Like, that's what I love the most about this conversation is just, you know, the passion and just hearing you talk about all that stuff. Because, you know, you get a lot of people on the phone. They're like, nah, I don't listen to anybody's shit. I don't pay attention to this. I don't pay attention to that. And, like, you know, I appreciate, man, that you're still a fan. Like, after all these years,
you know what's funny? Them dudes be younger than us talking that shit. I'm like, damn, you're going to be whack forever then.
Right.
Because you're going to find out late. You're going to find out hella late. By the time you figure it out, you're going to be hella old. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, I could have had way more fun with this shit. I could have went left, right, that. I kept going straight the whole time. Like, nah, you should have, you know, bust the spin move right there. You should have, you know, you should have stopped right here, chilled out. You should have went over, you know what I mean? But nah, you wanted to do one thing, and that's corny.
It's funny, man. We end up interviewing a lot of the young dudes, like kind of, you know, on the come up. And, you know, to your point, you know, like even 3-4 years ago, we started this show in 2015. But, you know, Meeks and I met from, you know, me having a college radio show in the mid 90s. Right. So, you know, the perspective and just all the game that, you know, Meeks and I bring to the table, you know, collectively, when you talk to these, you know, the younger artists, you know, that are, you know, doing you know, this kind of style of hip hop or whatever you want to call it.
Right.
It always seems like when we interview the kind of the younger dudes, I always feel like the guys that are really doing like cutting edge and like they're really like pushing the envelope. They all say in these interviews exactly what you just said. They're like, man, I'm not listening to this shit like, all the time. Like when I fucking, stop record or, like in my everyday life, I'm listening to fucking Lil Durk and fucking Travis Scott and like Al Divino. Remember that mix? Remember when we interviewed Al Divino and he was talking about all the like trap shit that he listened to, like, and that's what he listened to most of the time.
Yeah, because that's in his world right now. That's his world right now. You know what I'm saying? He understands what he does. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, who the fuck wants to have a hamburger after they've been working at McDonald's all day? You don't want to eat a fucking burger after you got off work. Like, no, like don't expect that from. Don't expect what artists put out to be them when you meet them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's not what they're pulling. That's what makes them artists. That's what makes them actors.
Say that shit again.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? If they were that, then that would mean they didn't have that much range. What makes certain shit dope is that, like, damn, his imagination was wild. It's like when you find out even that some artists not even from the hood, you're like, yo, this motherfucker not even from the hood. Sometimes that's the beauty of it. Like, yo, this shit ain't even from the hood, and some shit like that a motherfucker can't even express itself that actually been through
put that stretch situations. On it,
right?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
exactly.
That's everybody, a stretch.
We can all have a dope sack on the block, but everybody ain't gonna be able to sell it the same. So some motherfuckers just know how to get that off different, bro. You know what I mean? You can't be mad at it. It is what it is. Whether I've seen it plenty times. I've seen dudes come from, good families, but still know how to hustle. You know what I'm saying? Still know how to hustle you regardless, because it's just in them to be who they is. You know what I'm saying? So that's just the art. That's the same thing in the art of this music we make. You can't expect a motherfucker to be like, what you hear on tape 24/7. I don't go in my grandma's house. I don't go in my grandma's house like I'm Planet Asia or some shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
That shit comes off. I don't come in the crib. Like my kids don't give a fuck. I'm not cool with my kids. They don't give a fuck
you ain't
about
the
fucking
only
Planet Asia. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? My lady, none of that shit. That shit don't matter. You know what I
don't
mean?
care about none of that shit.
Nah.
It's funny you say that, man.
Our kids don't like us either, PA.
Yeah, exactly. So Asia, what's your goals in? I mean, all this said, like, what's your goal the next, I don't know, 2, 3, 4, 5 years with this shit? I mean, because you're just going so hard all the time. I mean, what's the...
Well, I only dropped 1.5 projects this year, right? While everybody's been dropping all this shit, I got a lot of music with different producers about to come out. You know what I'm saying? I got, like I said, I got the Holy Water, and then I have Keita, and then I have the album with me and DJ Scratch.
Shit.
I have what else I have? Me and Evidence. Just about finished on a joint.
Okay.
I mean, I got a lot of shit coming, man. A lot. You got to just be prepared, because once it starts dropping, they're just gonna be dropping and dropping and dropping and dropping, and then I'm gonna be cool. I'm gonna chill out.
Yo, Asia,
I got a plethora of music.
Asia, how recent was that pic of you and Rasco you just posted? How recent was that?
That was like a week ago.
That was a week ago. What's up with you? What's up with the Cali agents, man?
Oh shit, man. Rough 50, man.
Man.
So, yeah. He's that could happen, it happened in time, man, because cats living, man. Cats they old man thing, you know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
I ain't no old man. He's doing his own thing.
I'm about to be 50. I understand it. Rasco is already 50?
Yeah, it was his 50th birthday.
I completely understand that. I know what I got you.
And when it comes to Cali agents, that shit is real aggressive, bro. So it's like, that shit is like real work. You know?
Yeah.
It's aggressive because, you know, if it wasn't for COVID, we probably would be out there right now. I mean, even if we didn't have a record out right now, we would still be on tour.
Right.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, just that alone would already be like, you know, probably would have been too much for him right now.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
Because imagine going to Russia, France, Germany, Africa, because that's what would have happened this year.
Right.
And then trying to make an album at the same time, it would have been like, oh man, I just want to go home and sleep, man.
Wow.
I'm the dude trying to figure out where to find a studio at somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
So we can go do something, put something down.
Yeah, because I'm never satisfied. I'm always looking for the perfect note. So I'm that.
I got you.
So that shit, it never stopped with me. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up.
I'm not recording every day and shit like that, but I record a lot. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you doing? You recorded the crib, Asia? You got your own setup and can knock all that shit out? Or
Nah.
No.
I record.
Okay.
With Dirty Diggs. Me and Dirty Diggs. We got a little lab and shit.
All right.
And then I record with a lot of different other producers, but not at the crib.
Yeah,
not yet. I'm just straight writer. All I do is write.
I got you.
Okay.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
All right.
But yeah, so you know that cavity agent thing. That's aggressive, man. That's aggressive on the body too, man.
It's a lot.
That's aggressive on the body.
I hear you.
Yeah, because our shows are real, like over the pond. Once we cross that pond, man, that shit it get crazy, dude.
I believe it.
It get crazy. Yeah, it get crazy. It's a lot of you sweating every night. Full speed.
Yeah.
2-hour shows, 1.5-hour shows. You know, it's 2:30 in the night, which is really 5:30 for us. You know what I'm saying? You eating Turkish food for the most part until you can get to till you can sit down and eat a proper meal. Then you gotta, you know, make it to the hotel room, change clothes. People don't understand that shit. You know what I'm saying?
That shit is rough. That shit is rough.
People don't understand that. Like, people be thinking like I be having fun and shit. Like, nah, it ain't as fun as y'all think, man. That shit is tiring, bro.
Nah, I'll never forget it.
Partying is cool for like 2 nights.
Yeah.
2 nights you can party. After that, you're like, man, fuck this shit, man. That's really, get this shit over with, get back to the room.
I remember this cat, shouts out to Spearhead X. He used to hate to have to make them runs overseas. Like, it's good money and it's, you know, it's fun to travel and all that. But when you really think about it and what your schedule is like, man, that shit is hectic. That shit's hectic.
Hell yeah, especially when it's like 30 or 40 joints.
Right.
It'd be like 30, 40 joints, and you like, damn, man. It's like
back to back.
You're getting only like 2 or 3 breaks.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Well, Asia, we've taken enough of your time tonight, man. Anything else you want to get off your chest or want to tell folks where they can go support, or how do you want to wrap this thing up, man?
Go to medallionsmerch.com, medallionsmerch.com, and pick up the joints. I'm going to be dropping music through there, too.
Oh, yeah? Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm going to be dropping some music through there. So
nice.
Be checking it out and get that Cashmere Corners when it drops next month.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
Trust. You know what I'm saying? So, yo, much love to all y'all, man.
Hey, man, we appreciate you playing that.
Asia, man. Thank you, brother.
We appreciate you, PA. Thank you, man. One love. We'll talk to you soon, man.
All right, one.
Peace.
All right, Meeks. There you go. Can't beat it.
Woo.
That was a show.
Planet Asia.
That's
man.
a fucking show. That's one of the better interviews we've had in quite some time.
I think so, man. He made up some good points, brought up some good points, talked about a lot of good shit, man. It's good to talk to that brother. Finally,
I get it. Finally, and it's funny, man, because I'm always apprehensive about getting it particular artists of a certain caliber, and he is one of them, because you know those motherfuckers get bothered all the time, and you know it's some fuck shit. You know, like I kind of go back to like like the Sean Price interview. Like, you know what I mean? It's kind of like one of those things. Like we were probably 1 out of 200.
I kind of felt like this was similar,
right?
You know what I mean?
Right.
And what I was trying to say to him about, the possibility or even the thought of us interviewing somebody like Nas, the point I was trying to get across that we're not even trying to make that happen, man. Like, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we the God and all that, but we ain't got it like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Somebody will have to bring that to us. You know,
it's just
in a
like
way
when
that,
exactly. That's like when P. Watts brought Large Pro through.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Like Large would have, all due respect to the God, Large Professor, but probably would have not fucked with us if you or me had just dropped into his DMs.
Sure, that would not have. That would not have happened. I mean, it's the same way as him jumping on the stage.
Exactly.
Like,
exactly.
We didn't plan that at all. That just happened. Exactly. We'll take it. We'll take full responsibility for it, though.
Absolutely.
Great interview, homie.
All right, so let's see. You can go back to episode 264, which dropped this week, and check out I guess the first single from Cashmere Corners, Planet Asia, and A+ The Kid, entirely produced by Dirty Diggs, with the exception of this one joint that we're going to play this week. So go back and listen to that. It features Shay Noir, and it's produced by 38 Special. We're going to get in some other PA joints as well. The full album drops October 16th, so make sure you get your pre-orders in. Get your little monies up and cop a pair of shoes, cop a shirt. And that's it. Makes we out, right?
We out. I'm sorry. I had swallowed.
Go ahead. Go right ahead.
Ice cold beer, man. I was a little parched. I'm so sorry, man. Yeah, y'all please go back and check out episode 264 in this interview session with Planet Asia. This is Southern Vangard Radio, DJ John Doe, Cappuccino Meeks. We are the God. We are the God. We are the Southern Vangard.
That motherfucking Smithsonian grade. We keep telling y'all.
Twice a week, man.
You hear it?
Yeah.
We out.
We out, y'all. Peace.